Okay, we are ready to go. I welcome you to our annual Luther Village Talent Show.
All right.
We haven't had this for how many years? 3 years. And, our performers tonight have had 3 years to rehearse. So they're going to do a tremendous job. They're not the only ones with talents here. All of you have some very good talents. It may not be dancing or singing or playing an instrument, but you have talents that enhance your life and bring joy to others. So, find those talents and use them. For safety reasons, there will not be a stage here. So everything will be on the floor level. Jacob Hansen, raise your hand. Yahoo! He's our technician, and he'll be our DJ for the evening, controlling our microphones and sound for the music of some of our performers. So sit back, relax, enjoy the show. We begin our show tonight with a group of young ladies, young in heart. Susan Kay, Laura Latsky, Mary Farini, Teresa Zott, Karen Johnson, Greta Belmonte, Sheila Ford, and Peggy Flory. And joining them is their teacher, Fran Strain. So give a warm welcome to the Lutheran Village Line Dancers. Okay, let's shake it.
Just move me if I do.
Mama played piano in church every Sunday morning. Daddy worked hard to raise all his children right. They were fine, upstanding Christian folk, didn't tell any lies or dirty jokes. But strange things happened in our house on Saturday
My family asked that I don't tell any ethnic jokes, or blonde jokes, or suggestive jokes. Is that okay? I mean, ethnic jokes is only, it targets only a few people, and blonde jokes, they're just dumb. Are you laughing, Carol? Okay, and the other suggestive jokes, you've had an MC here that gave you enough of those before, so I won't have them. But I want to talk to you about a policeman. He was on a local street when a car passed him. The car was going about 60 miles an hour. He turned on his siren and lights and finally caught up with the car. The driver was a woman, okay, and she had 3 other women with her. Ma'am, he said, you were going 60 miles an hour in a 30 zone. The woman was indignant. I was not speeding. The speed limit is 60. Look at that sign right in front of me. The policeman looked at it and he laughed. He said, that sign, ma'am, is the route number. You are driving on Route 60, and the speed limit is the other sign, the sign that says 30.
You got a speaker up there. Now you
Well,
remember
the woman said she was sorry, and the policeman was kind, did not give her a ticket, but as he looked in the car, he noticed that the 3 other women were rather pale, they were nervous, they were uneasy, they were literally shaking their hands. And he asked whether they were sick. And one of them answered and said, no, we're not sick. We just turned off Route 95. Okay, our next performer, get things rolling here, is Marilyn Lawrenson. She's going to do something rather unique. She will share with us a story using only the titles of songs. So see if you recognize those songs. Please welcome Marilyn to our program.
Well, anyway, college. We had the most wonderful, loving, sweet, forever after romance. And on graduation night, he had a few drinks. And a little spat became a huge, hurtful quarrel. And her tears flowed like wine. Breaking up is hard to do. Oh, my achy, breaky heart. I was so bewitched, bothered, and bewildered, I had to get out of town. So, I got on Route 66. I guess California, here I come. Oh, by the sea, by the sea, by the beautiful sea. I covered the waterfront night and day. I saw a gal in an itty-bitty yellow polka dot bikini. And I watched the red sails in the sunset till the harbor lights came on. I got a good job in the city, California dreaming. But I don't know why someone told those little white lies about me. I became the talk of the town. Saturday night is the loneliest night of the week because I don't get around much anymore. Time to take a sentimental journey. I got on the Atchison, Topeka, the Santa Fe, and Chattanooga Choo-Choo till I got to Chicago, my hometown. Found out that there was a group meeting at the Aragon, so I went, and there was my old gang of mine. Hello, Dolly, Peggy Sue, Diane, Laura, Maria Lena, and sweet Caroline. I saw it coming toward me. My old flame and my true love. It's been a long, long time. And I'm home at last. We sat down, had a rum and coke, talked. Oh, the memories of the way we were. You are so unforgettable. I can't get you out of my mind. You belong to my heart, and we belong together. It'll be fun next time around. The music started. Oh, shall we dance? Yeah, but don't step on my blue suede shoes. Well, we danced as smoke gets in your eyes, Tuxedo Junction, and then rock around the clock. And you nothing but a hound dog getting at my door. Oh, you make me feel so young. I could have danced all night, crazy, but it was wonderful.
Down, honey.
Months later, we walked outside into some enchanted evening. There was a blue moon, and stardust fell all around us. We had a moonlight cocktail, and I said, "Embrace me." He did, so tenderly. Moonlight becomes you, my satin doll, and he put a string of pearls around my neck. I love you for sentimental reasons, and I love you so. But I can't give you anything but love, baby. Oh, I'm gonna love you come rain or come shine. Well, all of this talk kind of put us in the mood for making whoopee. And he said, "Come out of my house. You'd be so nice to come home to. Come on out of my house. Oh, wait. First, get me to the church on time." We left the little white chapel, and the bells of St. Mary were ringing, and we tiptoed through the tulips to my blue heaven. And we did it my way. Years later, we danced to the anniversary waltz, and as time goes by, we knew we would always be together till the end of time.
Thank you.
Very unique. How many like golf jokes? Golf? And how many golfers do we have here? Oh, you're a golfer too? Women golfers? Okay. Well, this is about a man who was a member of a country club. He boasted, he was a good golfer. He won many of the tournaments that were sponsored by his club. And one day, he and his fellow golfers started a round of golf, and when his turn came, he used his driver. And the ball, oh man, it went a long way, but it had just a little slice to it, and it ended up in a grove of trees. he realized that his ball was still in play, and he noticed that he could get the ball kind of through trees that were close together. So he used the 3-wood, hit the ball with all his might. However, it hit one of the trees and bounced back and hit him directly in the head. He fell down. He was unconscious. His golf mates tried to revive him, but no avail. The medics came and affirmed that he was dead. As the golfer approached the gates of heaven, St. Peter was there to welcome him, and he just asked him one question. He says, "I hear that you claim to be a good athlete. Are you really a good golfer?" And the golfer replied, "I am an excellent golfer. Maybe you didn't notice, but I got here in 2 strokes." Our next performer is Liesel Knudsen, who will sing 2 songs for us. First, Edelweiss from the production The Sound of Music, followed by an amusing little, I call it a ditty, amusing little song, How Much Is That Doggy in the Window? Liesel, we look forward to your presentation.
Yeah, okay, I think so. Yeah. Okay.
Edelweiss, every morning you greet me, small and white, clean and bright. You look want the ducks. I don't want a bowl of little fishies. You can't how much is
Testing 1, 2. Oh, it's coming back. Okay. I want to continue with some puns. Now, there are only two ways to react to puns. One is to laugh and one is to groan. So both of them are acceptable, okay? I don't want you to yell out what you think the answer is. I'll be going around and asking some people, okay? I may pick on you, maybe you. But how about the Board of Control here at Luther Village? Mr. Jack McCarthy. Oh, there he is. Okay. A baby seal walks into a bar. What can I get you, says the bartender. The seal answers, anything but a...
No idea.
Anything but a Canadian club.
Don't make eye contact.
Testing 1, 2. Are you a resident here? You go out with a resident here? You do, okay. A jumper cable walks into a bar. The bartender says, I'll serve you, but... No. Don't start anything.
Boom. Gong show.
A skeleton walks into a bar and says, give me a beer and a single word.
Shot.
No, not shot. Give me a beer and a mop. Skeleton. Okay, maybe one more. A weasel. A weasel walks into a bar. The bartender says, I've never served a weasel before. What kind of drink would you like? Pop, goes the weasel. Okay, enough of that stuff. Okay, our next performance will feature Judy Otis and Lenore Plewicki. Susan Edelman, who was part of the group, got sick at the last minute, so we only have two with us. Lenore, as you know, is from our food staff. So it is my pleasure to present to you from their act at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas, the Dancing Grannies.
We grooved in the way we waltzed across those marble floors. You used to look deluxe in your white tie and tux, up in that big white house that is no longer yours. Don Juan That was the highest I have ever flown. Your kisses were so sweet at 30,000 feet. Up in that big white jet that you no longer own. John, when your money's gone, and when your money's gone, Don, baby, home. John, when your baby's gone, still working now, Don, you'll have to carry on. Thought I was gonna say something else, didn't you?
I like those costumes. Wow. Did you hear about the man that was driving to work one day, right here on the I-90? As usual, his cell phone was tuned in, just in case of an emergency. And suddenly the phone rang, and his wife was on the other end of the line. And she seemed to be very, very nervous and concerned. And she said to her husband, please, honey, please be very careful. I heard on the news that there is a car on your expressway going the wrong way. And her husband replied, there's not only one car, there are hundreds of them. Okay, we have a performance that's not listed in your program. Coming to entertain you now is some humor from the pen of Will Rogers. And a Lutheran resident who will share that with us is Gary Stelling. Both Gary and Will are okay, which means that they both had roots in the great state of Oklahoma. Okay, that was a joke. Well, to use a bad pun, we had to get him into the list sooner than later.
That's good.
We chose this spot. Gary, you are on. Oh, do you need a stand? Do you need a stand?
Yeah, thanks.
Well, okay. Okay, everybody.
Sorry for the delay, folks. My wife, Nancy, there she is. Over there. My wife, Nancy, says that I've talked about Will Rogers. Use your mic. Okay. Before, so this time I'll let Will Rogers do the talking. I guess you all know the name Will Rogers? Okay. Will had plenty of wisdom to go around, so I'll appropriate some parts that I've appreciated over my lifetime. I think of him as Will because we share a place of origin, the state of Oklahoma. Mine was northwestern Oklahoma, and his was the opposite corner in what was originally Indian territory. He was a pioneer, and I was a latecomer. He traveled the world, and I got as far as California. Will entertain people of all walks of life. My audience is also diverse. We'll see whose audience was friendlier. Will's background included some Indian heritage, and mine was all German. Both backgrounds included some rebellion and traveling, but his was much wilder and wider. Here are some interesting quotes of Will. Don't let yesterday use up too much of today. Diplomacy is the art of saying, nice doggy, until you can find a rock. The worst thing that happens to you may be the best thing for you if you don't let it get the best of you. Worrying is like paying on a debt that may never come due. Everyone is ignorant only on different subjects. We will never have true civilization until we have learned to recognize the rights of others. Live in such a way that you will not be ashamed to sell your parrot to the town gossip. Be thankful we're not getting all the government we're paying for. It isn't what we don't know that gives us trouble, it's what we know that ain't so. Too many people spend money they haven't earned to buy things they don't want, to impress people they don't like. Advertising is the art of convincing people to spend money they don't have for something they don't need. The more you observe politics, the more you've got to admit that each party is worse than the other. Do the best you can and don't take life too serious. All I know is what I read in the papers, and that's an alibi for my ignorance. The farmer has to be an optimist, or he wouldn't still be a farmer. Things ain't what they used to be and never were. Last year we said, things can't go on like this, and they didn't. They got worse. I guess there is nothing that will take your mind off of everything like golf. I have never been depressed enough to take up the game. But they say you get so sore at yourself, you forget to hate your enemies. The income tax has made more liars out of Americans than golf. Half our life is spent trying to find something to do with the time we have rushed through life trying to save. The 1928 Republican Convention opened with a prayer. If the Lord can see his way clear to bless the Republican Party the way it's been carrying on, then the rest of us ought to get it without even asking. Alexander Hamilton started the U.S. Treasury with nothing, and that was the closest our country has ever been to being even. The time to save is now. When a dog gets a bone, he doesn't go out and make a down payment on a bigger bone. He buries the one he's got. What the country needs is dirtier fingernails and cleaner minds. I bet after seeing us, George Washington would sue us for calling him father. Prohibition is better than no liquor at all. And Will's best quote, I never met a man I didn't like. And that's the show, folks.
Going to make him MC next year. So, did I see Pastor Noel here? Where is he? Oh, he's got the program over his face. Bonnie, is that your husband? It is, okay. Pastor Tom is such a blessing to us here at Luther Village with his Bible study and preaching and arranging the preachers to come and his visitation of people in the rehab or in the home. And once in a while he shares with us little vignettes or stories about his ministry. And but there's one story that he has not shared with us, and I don't know why. I don't know why. One Sunday, he was leading worship at St. Peter's Lutheran Church right here in Arlington Heights. When he arrived at the church, people noticed that he had bandages all over his face. It just covered, looked like a cat attacked him. He explained to the congregation his condition. He said, "I want you to know that I have all these band-aids on my face because I was concentrating on my sermon while I was shaving." I hope you don't mind my appearance. After the sermon, when the offering was taken, Pastor Noel noticed that someone had put a note in the offering plate, and he just couldn't resist, reading it. And it read as follows: "Dear Pastor Noel, we are glad that you came today, but next time you are here, we would appreciate if you could concentrate on your face and cut the sermon." Tom, do you remember that? No, he doesn't remember. Okay. Okay, we have a great act coming up now. Coming on stage is Jody Schuth from our food service staff, and joining her is her daughter, Emma. Emma, I think, is a senior in high school looking for different places to go to college. They'll be singing a duet from the musical Wicked. It's entitled, "What Is This Feeling?" So please welcome them.
Yay, Jody! Yes, I'm the bad guy.
My pulse is rushing, my head is reeling, my face is flushing. What is this feeling? Does it have a flame? Does it have a name? Yes. Loathing, unadulterated loathing for your face, your clothing. Let's just say I loathe it all. Every little trait, however small, makes my very flesh begin to crawl. In simple utter loathing, there's a strange exhilaration in such total detestation. It's so pure, it's so strong. But I do admit it came on fast. Still, I do believe that it can last, and I
3. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, thank you. That was great. So I'm back to puns again. These are all puns about how I lost my job. Okay? How I lost my job. Let's see if we can find someone over here. Hi, how you doing? I'm looking for someone to test. Are you enjoying the show?
Oh, yes.
I'm going to ask this gentleman over here. We'll see. Oh, Ann, how are you? Okay, I got to think. My first job was in an orange juice factory, but I was fired because I couldn't. Who thinks they know the answer? Concentrate. Oh, this one you should get. Okay, young lady. I tried working in a muffler shop, but I had to leave because it was too...
What kind of a shop?
A muffler, you know, it was too exhausting. The train engineer couldn't focus on his work. He was fired because of his...
I have no idea.
About one-track mind. Okay, and the last one, I love this one. Mrs. Jacoby. Hi, how are you? Good. Have you heard these jokes before? Okay. The truck driver quit his job, but only got half of his pension. He found out he was only... What'd you say? He found out he was only semi-retarded. Maybe he was retarded too, I don't know. Okay, enough of these. Okay. Our next act is an interesting look into the past. In a performance entitled The Good Old Days, we welcome Bill Bauman with his stories and the songs that he learned on the way. Okay, Bill, the stage awaits you.
Is this on? The good old days. I've lived here for 10 years now, and many of you live here for at least that long. It gives you plenty of opportunity to remember things that used to happen as you were growing up. I was born and raised in the far northwest side of Chicago.
We're making sure you're awake.
I was still born on the northwest side of Chicago. The area we know is Portage Park. And I also went to grammar school, Chicago Public School. The school I went to was called Smizer. Only I remember the address, I'll never know. It was 4310 Melvina. And one of the few things that I learned in kindergarten was how to take a nap at 10 o'clock in the morning. And a rug that they gave us. And one of the things that I remember too, we had to put on a performance when we graduated from kindergarten to first grade. They got us all dressed up in our Sunday best. Our school colors were our school colors were black, red, and white. Not black and blue, red and white. They gave us ribbons, red and white ribbons. They pinned on the front of us. And we all marched up on the stage. And our teacher led us in this song. Graduates are we, sweet as can be. We'll be so happy in first grade to be. We'll learn to read, we'll learn to write, we'll love our teacher and behave just right. As we got older, scouting was a big thing in my time. So we started off with Cub Scouts, and then the Boy Scouts, and we used to go camping in the forest preserve somewhere around Higgins River Road. And we built a big bonfire, and some of the scoutmasters would teach us some new songs. One of them was Johnny Rebeck. Does anybody ever remember that song from scouting days? You can sing along with me. There was a little Dutchman, his name was Johnny Rebeck. He was a dealer in sausages and sauerkraut and speck. One day he invented a wonderful sausage machine that made the cutest sausages that you had ever seen. Oh, Mr. Johnny Rebeck, how could you be so mean? I told you you'd be sorry for inventing that machine. Now all the neighbors, cats and dogs, will never more be seen. They'll all be ground sausages in Johnny Rebeck's machine. One day a boy came walking in the shop. He bought a pound of sausages and laid them on the floor. The boy began to whistle. He whistled a merry tune. And all the little sausages, they danced around the room. Oh, Mr. Johnny Rebeck, how could you be so mean? I told you you'd be sorry for inventing that machine. Now all the neighbors, cats and dogs, will never more be seen. They'll all be ground the sausages in Johnny Rebeck's machine. One day the machine busted down, the darn thing wouldn't go. So Johnny Rebeck, he crawled inside to see what made it so. His wife, she had a nightmare, walking in her sleep. She gave the crank an awful yank, and Johnny Rebeck was meat. Oh, Mr. Johnny Rebeck, how could you be so mean? I told you you'd be sorry for inventing that machine. Now all the neighbors, cats and dogs, never more be seen. They'll all be ground sausages in Johnny Rebeck's machine. As time went on, World War II came around, of which I was too young to participate in it. I'm sure some of you have been in there. There wasn't much we could do, except during World War II, as a young lad, we would collect scrap metal, newspapers, and even plant victory gardens in any vacant lots that were still around the city. As time came on, World War II came about, and many of you may have participated in serving your country. Wasn't long later, about 1950, 51, Uncle Sam was still drafting people for the Vietnam or Korean War, of which I was about to get drafted. My buddy and I, we decided we were going to join the Air Force and fly for 4 instead of walk for 2. Anyway, after 8 weeks of basic training in Texas, we applied for pilot's training. My buddy made it. I flunked out. I couldn't pass the physical. Anyway, they sent me to 32 weeks of radio school, how to repair radios and jet fighter planes. And they sent me to Newfoundland for 2 years. Everybody knows where Newfoundland is, right? No. It's off the coast of the United States. And I had an older brother who attended Merchant Marine School. When he graduated, he decided to get married to a girl in New York City. And he wanted me to be the best man. So I got a flight down from Newfoundland. And we had a couple of days before the big event. And my brother suggested, why don't we go to a live radio show. You know, during those days, television wasn't that big yet. And so we went downtown New York City, went to a show called $64 Question. You remember that? Okay, so we walked into the radio studio. They gave us a form to fill out, so they needed somebody to come up there and, when appropriate, answer the right question and win the $64. Well, I was wearing my Air Force blues, so I think they selected me because of Air Force. And where was I? Yeah. So he asked me, he called me up there, and he said, well, before you can win any money, you have to qualify by, can you name a song that the orchestra can't play? I said, sure, I can remember an old Boy Scout song. It was called My Pink Pajamas. The orchestra couldn't play it. He said, maybe, Bert said to me, can you sing a couple lines of the song? I said, sure. So I wear my pink pajamas in the summer when it's hot. I wear my red flannels in the winter when it's not. And sometime in the springtime, and sometimes in the fall, I crawl between the covers with nothing on at all. Glory, glory, what's it to ya? Glory, glory, what's it to ya? Glory, glory, what's it to ya? With nothing on at all. And then he asked me the question that was entitled me to win the money. He said, can you tell me when the 1849 gold rush in California was? So I told him 1849, I got the 64.
Thank you, Bill. I had a butcher joke too. Maybe I should share that. Do you hear about the butcher who backed up into his meat grinder?
Good.
He got a little behind in his work. Yes, yes. Give that man the prize. I like that. This is about a conversation that someone had with God. It happened one day that Joe thought he would ask the Lord for one wish. And suddenly the heavens opened up and he heard a loud voice. Joe, Joe, because you have been faithful to me, I will grant you that one wish. And Joe said, my wish is that you will build a bridge to Hawaii so that I can drive there whenever I want. And the Lord replied, Joe, your request is very materialistic. Think of all the problems that are involved. Supports anchored deep in the ocean. All the steel and concrete it would take. I can do it. But it's so materialistic. It's worldly desire. Take some time and think of another wish that you think would honor and glorify me. And Joe thought about it for a long time. He says, okay, I'll change my wish. Lord, my wish is that I could understand my wife and all women. I want to know how they feel inside, what they are thinking when they give me the silent treatment. I want to know why they cry and what they mean when they say nothing or whatever. I want to know how I can make a woman truly happy. After a few minutes, the Lord replied, hey, Joe, would you like 2 or 4 lanes on the bridge? Okay, our piano has been moved to the right side of our stage or our floor so that our next performer can share his talent. And with us is Stanley Zott, a Lutheran Village resident, to play a medley of songs. Hey, Stan. Welcome. Thank you very, very much. Joyce, how are you? You enjoying yourself? Oh yeah, I always go to Mariano's and she's out shopping with her son. So, and I help the short women reach the high stuff. I've done that about 10 or 12 times, helping those women. So, but I want to ask you a question. Do you know any piano jokes? Okay. What do you get when you drop a piano down a mine shaft? A flat minor. Carl, we're going to pick on you, okay? Okay, I see that you're shaved. Yeah, my joke was about your beard. Okay, he said this, when did you shave that? How many weeks ago? Yesterday. I was one day late. This goes as follows. I didn't like my beard at first, but then it grew on me. Very good. Let's see who I can pick on next here. Over here, yes. He drove his German luxury car into a tree and discovered how the how the Mercedes-Benz. Is Dick Larson here? I had a good joke for him. In a soccer game, what do you call a woman who stands between two goalposts? What's his wife's name? Annette. The last one. Someone called 911 about the hole in the wall of the nudist colony. The police are, 3 words. Looking into it. Looking into it. Okay, we have now by Johnson. It's entitled A Swedish Art Piece. This is kind of a story of her Swedish heritage. Now, I have to say beforehand, she is going to speak in Swedish. Do not call out "Ich kann nicht das verstehen" or "Noka bish" or "Je ne comprends pas." Okay? It's in Swedish. How many understand Swedish? I think we have an audience of 1. Well, hold back there. Hey. I discovered through Ancestry.com that I'm Eastern or Western European, but I'm 20% Scandinavian. So is she here? Am I here? Oh, there you are. Okay.
This was a last minute kind of a thing, and I thought it would be fun to do something Swedish for you. Okay? And then if anybody's interested in Swedish, I can actually talk with, I was only 12 when I came, but I love to keep up with the language and with new people. Okay? Is this on? Yes. Okay.
Make sure you get the mic.
It's gonna be quick. Samma går det på i solen, smekta utav vårens vind. Flickan drar sin mor i stolen, modern hon är blind. Männen hon följer snällt den lilla, som berättar allt hon ser. Som med den står flickan stilla, ropar glad och ler. Lilla mor, violerna växer redan här, och det är så vackra där det står, med sin blåa färg som från himlen lånar där. Lilla mor hon ler där hon förstår att det är vår. Mor, om du vill vänta här en stund på mig, skall jag gå och hämta en bukett till dig. Modern tager varsam de blommor som hon får, kysser sen sin lilla flicka som gav bud om vår. And then I'm going to do a very quick song. It's a hello to my old man. Hälsa dem där hemma, hälsa våra far, hälsa Gröna hagen och hälsa lillebror. Om jag hade vingar så flög jag med dig och svala flyg mot hemmet och hälsa ifrån mig. Now if you like to do that, you can say hälsa dem där hemma. That's some words you learned today. It's saying hello to your family. And sadly enough, mine is gone. I don't have any left. I got too old. That's okay. I got too old. I outweight. But anyway, I love it here. I think this is a fantastic place. I suggest it for everybody.
Okay, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Having 20% Scandinavian, I understood 1/5 of what you said.
Good job.
Thank you.
Tack så mycket.
Okay, this is a story about a little boy. He was in the entranceway of a church, and he just stood there. And he was staring at a display on the wall. And on the display were the pictures of men and women with an American flag on the sides of each of their names. The pastor came along and said, "Good morning." And he asked the boy, why he was looking at the display so intently. And the boy said, "Pastor, what are these pictures all about?" And the pastor answered, "Those are the names and pictures of members of our church who have died in the service." And then the boy replied, "Tell me what service they died in. Was it the 9 o'clock or 10:30? Okay, last but not least, we are pleased to welcome Larry Ravelli of our maintenance staff. Larry has been with us any number of times with his program of impersonating the great Elvis Presley. You will enjoy his presentation. Is Elvis in the house? Yes!
Not like we used to see him in his way, right?
Oh, you look even better.
Pardon me?
You look even better.
Oh my God. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't usually plug myself, but March 10th I'm going to have a show here. March 10th is a Friday night at 7 o'clock.
All right.
Thank you all for coming here. Let's have a big round of applause for everybody who was up here tonight. Very good job. Very good job. Whenever you're ready. Whenever I was ready. All can hear me. Oh yeah. When you're weary, feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I will trust you. I'm on your side. Oh, when you need a friend, and friends just can't be found like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down. When you're down and out, and you're on the street, when evening falls on summer, I will come for you. I'll take my part. Oh, when darkness falls and pain is all around, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down. Sail on, silver, sail on by. Your time has come to shine. All your tears along the way, see how they shine. Oh, when you need a friend, I'm sailing right behind, like a bridge over troubled water. I will ease your mind like a bridge over water. I will ease your mind.
10th show. Good, great. Before we leave today, let's show our appreciation for all who made this possible. First of all, to all our performers who shared their talents. To Megan Green and her staff, the activities department for doing the arrangements and her work at the rehearsal. To our housekeeping staff, our maintenance staff for setting up the room tonight. Jacob Hansen, our media technician, for controlling our microphones, coordinating the audio. The sound you're hearing is not usual. We've been having a lot of blackouts, you know, through the storms that are going through the area, so that's what's happening. Finally, to my family who's present tonight, my wife, my 2 daughters and their husbands, who have endured these same jokes for many years. Please don't leave all at once, okay, so as not to block the hallway or the elevators. And thank you for coming tonight, and you have been a great audience. Thank you.